Okay.
Hello, my name's Nolan Hageman, Pioneer Sales Rep. Worked with Hind Firms for a few years now, and we're just doing some crop scouting. It's July 3rd, and kind of a summary so far of what the growing season has been. It's been very wet. We've been battling a lot of rain starting with late April and had a lot of short planting windows, a day and a half at a time, 2 days at a time. Typically is kind of what we saw all year, and then the rains have just continued since then. So we're seeing probably more variability across fields than what we have seen the last few years. Most of my territory is to the north of West Union up towards Decorah, and I would say we're a lot wetter up that way than what I'm seeing down on this side, so that's good news. We're just looking at one of the later planted fields here, and I just did a couple stand counts, and the stands look good. They're around that 34,000, so it's about right where we would want them. Overall, though, another side of this growing season that I'll just touch on is we're tracking quite a bit ahead on growing degree units than what we have typically done, especially last year and versus the normal. We're sitting about 6.5 days ahead of schedule as far as the plant growth and development than what we typically would see for something that was planted on, I think Teresa said this was planted on May 18th. So that is good news as far as we're keeping the plant watered and it's moving along faster. Planted a little later than what we would have liked, but with the heat that we're getting, it's tracking along better than what we would expect. So that's all very good news. We'll probably start seeing some of the earlier planted fields tasseling in a week to 10 days. Maybe even sooner. The forecast right now looks like we're going to have highs in the mid 80s and lows in the 60s. So that, with the amount of rain that we've gotten, should be perfect corn growing weather. If we can pick up another shower in a week or so, that would just help keep things moving along. So I guess as far as this field goes, I did one lap through it kind of, and just looking at the landscape and the hillsides, it looks very uniform. All has that good dark green color to it, which is good. It means plant health is good. When we're starting to see yellow, that usually means probably overly saturated soils and compaction. Hoping we don't see much of that today, but with the spring that we have had, there's a lot more variability out there this year across the country, especially northern Iowa, southern Minnesota. So I guess it is what it is. We'll keep going.